Breaking news out of Hollywood, the world is heartbroken today as beloved Oscar-winning actress Diane Keaton has reportedly passed away at the age of 79. Fans across the globe are reeling in shock, remembering the woman who made us laugh, cry, and fall in love with her unforgettable charm on screen. Yes, you heard that right, the Annie Hall icon, known for her timeless roles and one-of-a-kind personality, is no longer with us. But what really happened in Diane's final days? And what secrets did she quietly carry through decades of stardom? We're breaking it all down, from her rise to fame, her complex love life, and the emotional battle she faced behind the spotlight. Before we continue, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our breaking celebrity updates. Diane Keaton wasn't just an actress, she was a cultural revolution. From her signature hats to her quirky, relatable personality, Diane brought something rare to Hollywood: authenticity. She made audiences believe that being yourself was beautiful, even in an industry built on perfection. Born in 1946, Diane started small, theater stages, minor film roles, but her breakthrough came in 1977 when she starred in Annie Hall opposite Woody Allen. The film didn't just win the Oscar for Best Picture, it created a global fashion trend known as the Annie Hall look. Those oversized blazers, wide ties, and floppy hats? All thanks to her. But behind that iconic smile, there was a woman deeply sensitive, intensely private, and quietly battling her own loneliness. In an industry full of flashing lights and temporary fame, Diane was one of the few who remained real. And now, with her passing, tributes from Hollywood are pouring in. Co-stars, directors, and lifelong friends describe her as a complete original, hilarious without trying, and utterly without ego. The shock of losing such a pure-hearted legend has truly left the industry shaken. Stay with us, because up next, we'll dive into Diane's early career, the roles that made her famous, and the special bond she shared with one of Hollywood's most controversial directors. Stick around, because this story only gets more emotional from here. Before Diane Keaton became a household name, she was just another hopeful performer in New York City, dreaming of making it big. Born in Los Angeles, Diane was raised in a modest family. She once said, "My mom was my first inspiration, she taught me to dream big, even when it felt impossible." In her early 20s, Diane took a bold step and joined the Broadway cast of the musical Hair, a show that broke all the rules. Her stage presence caught the attention of filmmakers, including a rising director named Woody Allen. That meeting would change everything. Diane's collaboration with Allen produced several classics, including Sleeper, Love and Death, and of course, the masterpiece Annie Hall. Their on-screen chemistry was electric, real, awkward, funny, and deeply human. When Annie Hall hit theaters in 1977, it wasn't just a movie, it became a cultural revolution. Diane's character, with her baggy pants, vests, and tie, changed fashion forever. The Annie Hall look became iconic, and Diane became a global superstar overnight. She later revealed in interviews that Annie Hall felt strangely personal, almost as if she was playing herself. That honesty, that vulnerability, made audiences fall in love with her. Don't go anywhere, because up next, we'll uncover the truth about her on-screen and off-screen relationships, including her rumored love stories that kept Hollywood buzzing for decades. And hey, if you love these deep Hollywood stories, make sure you hit like and subscribe, because we've got more exclusives coming your way. Diane Keaton's love life has always fascinated fans. She was private, yet open enough to let people glimpse her romantic side. Her relationships with Hollywood icons like Woody Allen, Warren Beatty, and Al Pacino became legendary, not just for the gossip, but for the emotion behind them. With Woody Allen, there was chemistry that audiences could feel, a real connection born out of creativity and humor. They dated briefly but remained lifelong friends, often praising each other's work. Diane once said, "Woody gave me courage, he believed in me before I believed in myself." Then came Warren Beatty, one of the biggest heartthrobs of the 1980s. Diane starred opposite him in the historical drama Reds, where she played journalist Louise Bryant. Their chemistry was undeniable, both on and off the screen. Warren himself once said in an interview, "Diane makes every director, and every man, look good." But her most famous connection was with Al Pacino, her co-star in the Godfather trilogy. Diane played Kay Adams, the wife of Michael Corleone, in one of the most iconic roles in cinema history. Off-screen, their bond was passionate, but complicated. Diane once revealed that she gave Al an ultimatum: marriage or goodbye. Al chose his career, and Diane walked away. In later years, Diane admitted that she never found the one. She said, "Maybe I wasn't meant to be married. I think love for me existed in many forms: friendship, family, and work." Her honesty about love made millions of women admire her even more. She didn't hide behind perfection, she showed her flaws, her loneliness, and her strength. But behind that laughter, Diane carried pain, and some say, regrets. Up next, we'll uncover the family side of Diane Keaton, the part of her life that truly defined who she was. Away from the red carpets and flashing lights, Diane Keaton lived a surprisingly low-key life. She never craved the typical Hollywood lifestyle. Instead of wild parties and paparazzi moments, Diane preferred peace, home, and meaningful conversations. In her 50s, Diane made a decision that shocked many: she adopted her daughter Dexter and later her son Duke. She often said that motherhood changed her completely. "They gave me the love I didn't even know I needed," she told Oprah in one of her interviews. Diane was also deeply connected to her brother Randy, who struggled with mental health issues. In her memoir Brother and Sister, she opened up about how their bond shaped her emotionally. "Randy was the most important male relationship in my life," she once said tearfully. Her fans loved her for this: her vulnerability, her honesty, and her ability to show that fame doesn't protect you from pain. She also had a creative side beyond acting. Diane directed documentaries, wrote books, and even published her own photography collections. She was passionate about architecture and loved restoring old homes in Los Angeles. While many Hollywood stars chased fame, Diane chased meaning. She found beauty in quiet mornings, family dinners, and laughter that wasn't scripted. But even as she aged gracefully, there were signs of health struggles that she kept private. Friends noticed she had become quieter, more reflective, and less active in recent years. Still, she continued to inspire millions, proving that aging could be graceful, real, and unapologetically beautiful. Coming up, the emotional final days of Diane Keaton, and what her closest friends revealed after her passing. In her final years, Diane Keaton seemed to embrace life with even more gratitude. She continued sharing small glimpses of her home life on social media: her plants, her hats, her kids, and her dog. She joked about being single, about aging, and about still loving good coffee. But behind that bright smile, those close to her say Diane was slowing down. She reportedly faced health challenges, though her family kept details private. She wanted her fans to remember her with joy, a family friend said. When the news of her passing broke, Hollywood was speechless. Her First Wives Club co-star Bette Midler wrote, "She was hilarious, kind, and totally unique, a true original." Steve Martin, her father of the bride co-star, recalled their fun friendship, saying, "She could make anyone laugh, even on the worst day." On the day of her passing, her children were reportedly by her side. It was a peaceful goodbye, surrounded by love, laughter, and the memories of a life well lived. The industry she gave so much to is now struggling to accept her loss. The red carpets may still roll out, the lights may still flash, but something will always be missing: that spark only Diane Keaton had. Before we move to the final section, make sure to like this video, share your favorite Diane Keaton memory in the comments, and subscribe for more heart-touching stories from Hollywood. Diane Keaton's story doesn't end with her death, because her art, her laughter, and her voice will continue to live on. She left behind over 5 decades of legendary performances, from The Godfather to Something's Gotta Give, from Reds to Father of the Bride. She was never afraid to look silly, to cry on screen, or to wear something outrageous. She reminded everyone that you don't have to fit in to be loved, you just have to be real. Her influence stretched beyond Hollywood. Designers, filmmakers, and everyday fans still copy her style and her spirit. Every hat, every quirky laugh, every honest word, that's Diane. Even today, millions of fans are revisiting her movies, leaving comments, and celebrating the woman who made them believe in love, humor, and imperfection. Diane once said, "Life is short, laugh hard, love deeply, and wear what makes you happy." That quote now feels like her message to the world, a final gift from a woman who gave us so much joy. And that's why Diane Keaton will forever remain in our hearts, not just as a Hollywood icon, but as someone who taught us that being yourself is the most beautiful thing you can ever be. So here's to Diane, the hats, the humor, the heart. Thank you for everything. If you loved Diane as much as we did, hit that subscribe button, and stay with Celeb Riot for more emotional, exclusive stories from the heart of Hollywood. Because legends may leave this world, but their light never fades. Even though Diane Keaton lived most of her life in the spotlight, she had a private world that very few people ever saw. Her friends often said that she was the same person off camera as she was on it, funny, warm, a little awkward, but deeply thoughtful. People in the industry used to joke that Diane didn't play characters, she was the character. She brought pieces of herself to every role. Her director friends said that she would show up to set with a notebook full of doodles, random ideas, and thoughts about love and life. Sometimes those ideas even made it into the final script. What many fans don't know is that Diane was also passionate about preserving old Hollywood architecture. She spent years restoring vintage homes around Los Angeles. She once told an interviewer, "These walls tell stories, just like we do." That mix of nostalgia and curiosity defined her whole personality. And she had quirks that made her unforgettable, like her obsession with turtlenecks, her love for black and white photos, and her endless collection of hats. Even when she went to the grocery store, fans recognized her instantly. But there were moments of loneliness too. Diane often spoke about being single in her 70s, saying, "I'm surrounded by love, but it's different. My family, my kids, my memories, they fill that space." Those close to her said that Diane's home was filled with laughter and music until the end. She loved having dinner with her children, watching old movies, and talking about art. Even in her final year, she had been planning another film, a project about aging and friendship, proving that her creative spark never faded. Stay with us, because next, we reveal what Hollywood insiders said during her private farewell, and how the entertainment world is preparing a special tribute that will bring tears to every fan. And remember, if you're new here, subscribe to Celeb Riot right now so you never miss Hollywood's most emotional stories. The announcement of Diane Keaton's passing didn't just make headlines, it stopped Hollywood in its tracks. Every major network, every streaming service, every celebrity talk show took a moment to honor her. A private memorial was reportedly held in Los Angeles, attended by close friends, family, and a handful of legendary co-stars. According to one attendee, it wasn't a sad ceremony. It was warm, funny, and full of laughter, just like Diane wanted. Clips from Annie Hall, The Godfather, Something's Gotta Give, and First Wives Club played on a big screen as music from her favorite jazz albums filled the room. People shared personal memories, how she once gave them advice about love, how she made them laugh during tough times, how she reminded them that imperfection was beautiful. In New York and Paris, fans gathered outside theaters playing her old movies, leaving flowers, hats, and handwritten notes. Social media exploded with hashtags like #ThankYouDiane and #ForeverAnnieHall, trending for days. Younger actors credited her for paving the way for real, unfiltered women in cinema. Because of Diane, one rising star tweeted, "We learned that awkward can be beautiful, and funny can be powerful." Even fashion houses paid tribute. One designer recreated her iconic Annie Hall outfit in his latest runway show, a gesture that proved Diane's style would live on far beyond the screen. Critics say her career represents everything Hollywood has lost: originality, courage, and honesty. She never chased trends, she created them. At Celeb Riot, we can't help but feel emotional about this. Diane Keaton wasn't just another celebrity. She was the heartbeat of an era, a reminder that real emotion still has a place in an industry built on make-believe. Her children, Dexter and Duke, released a short statement saying, "Our mom loved deeply, laughed loudly, and lived fully. We're grateful to everyone celebrating her life." And perhaps the most moving tribute came from her fans, a simple line posted millions of times online: "You made us believe in love again." Diane Keaton once said in an interview, "We all leave something behind. I just hope mine makes people smile." And it absolutely will. From her award-winning roles to her off-screen warmth, from her laughter to her legendary hats, Diane Keaton's story will forever be part of Hollywood's soul. So tonight, wherever you are, put on your favorite movie, grab a bowl of popcorn, and smile, because somewhere in the magic of cinema, Diane is still making us laugh. Thank you, Diane Keaton, for reminding the world that being yourself will always be the most beautiful role you can play. If you love stories like this, make sure to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications, because at Celeb Riot, we'll keep bringing you the truth behind Hollywood's most emotional moments. And remember, legends never really leave us. They live on, in the hearts of the people who love them.